Good morning and welcome to America's Home Cooking. Today I'm making herb dropped biscuits. I've never made these, so this is a new recipe. We're going to need 2 cups of all-purpose flour, please measure level to make sure your biscuits come out. You're going to have to grease a large baking sheet, they state, and we're going to set the oven to 425. I have to clean those grids in there. Alright, we need 1 tablespoon baking powder, wait till you see the seasonings we're going to put in this. We need 3/4 of a teaspoon of rosemary, no, they don't have a 3/4. Cut my nails yesterday and now I'm having trouble picking everything up and opening everything. You're also going to need 3/4 of a teaspoon of dried thyme. By the way, they said this goes excellent with roast chicken, turkey, or beef. And we're going to need 1/4 teaspoon dried sage. And you need 1/2 teaspoon salt. And 1/8 of a teaspoon of white pepper. Now, if you have the old-fashioned measurements, you have 1/4, 1/2 teaspoon, and tablespoon. It's half of the 1/4. Make 1/8. I guess that's enough. Oh. Okay, you're going to need a pastry cutter. You can use 2 knives. I have to stir this together. Now, before we go much further, do put a tablespoon of wheat germ into the dry ingredients. That's to make sure you get those B vitamins. And then we're going to put this, no, we're not going to put it aside. Sorry about that. Now we're going to actually, they want us to cut. When they say cut, that means either with 2 knives or a pastry cutter. something to cut the butter and the shortening into smaller pieces, which will make it crumbly. That's what they mean when they say cut, because they will say cut butter and shortening, and you're sitting there saying, what, you want me to make slices of? No, they mean actually cut it and, you know, work it in to where it makes a crumbly flour. Now, because my butter is always frozen, which I don't lie about, where did I put it? There's no way that this pastry cutter is going to be able to cut it in, so I'm going to grater it in. It'll still be small pieces, but it's just that I can't. It's too hard. That's why I won't be able to make my modified butter till probably tomorrow when all that butter melts. So I'm going to grater mine in. If you want to see what I'm doing, I'll just turn you down now. Let's keep the butter from sticking. You need 1/4 of a cup of solid shortening, which is 4 tablespoons. And I'm not going to use the measuring cup this time. I'm going to measure it with a measuring spoon. See, cooking is actually another language that you have to learn. People who crochet or knit, they learn that language. Because people don't realize it. Everything we do, construction workers have their language as well. Electricians have their language as well. Sewing has a language of its own as well. So little girls should be learning these languages so they'd be able to function. I think I'm going to have to get some more shortening. That's 2. Let's see if I can get number 3 out of this. Yes. Number 4. Well, I got half. I just don't want to waste it. So I am going to work to get it out. Yeah, I got 4 out. I didn't. Sometimes you have more in the container than you realize. Okay, now we're going to cut this in. have a nice smell to go with those steaks I just made. It'll be an interesting dinner. Okay, now you're going to have to measure out. I need these measuring spoons again. Okay, you need 3/4 of a cup of milk. Plus 2 tablespoons. Now you're going to make a well in the center of this. Am I going to use this? I don't think so. I don't need that. No, they don't want a well in this one. They just say just do it like this. Sorry, my mistake. We are going to use a fork. I'm going to make a well. I don't care what they say. I'm reading the instructions and I'm saying no. I'm going to put a well. Take a fork, toss it in on the milk, and just keep going around. You'll get a soft, sticky dough. Just make sure at the bottom. Now get a small saucepan and put 3 tablespoons of butter because we're going to have to melt some butter in. So while we're letting the biscuits out, the butter will be melting. And I gotta clean this so I can do what I have to do. Why do you see me wipe the counters down? Because when you put flour and stuff on the bottom and you don't clean the counters when you bring the pan that you're working with, you'll notice your grids get dirty faster and you have to clean faster. So it's easier for me just to wipe it down to prevent that from happening. Now they want 2 tablespoons. So my lovely little girlfriend, young lady, which one is this? Is this the 1/4? No, this is 1/8. All right. If you have the measuring cups and they read 1/8, that's 2 tablespoons. Now they want you to make these biscuits. They're called drop biscuits. So that means you're not going to shape them up. You're going to measure 2 tablespoons out and put them in a little pile. What they'll do is they'll grow and stuff. I'll show you. Just trying to get it all off there. Okay. So I have a 1/8 measuring cup. I'll put it over here. So I know it's 2 tablespoons. This is why math is so important. You have to know your math. This is, let me see. I can't get you any further back. You'll see the ones I do over here easier. This is why they're called drop biscuits, because you're not shaping them. They're going to take their own shape. So if you don't have that and you have measuring spoons, it's 2 tablespoons you have to work with. One baking dish, right. They're going to be tacky. Don't worry about it. My mother used to make it. There was only one recipe for dropped biscuits, and they were not my favorite, having them with milk. But with coffee, I could get around them. As you see, they're a bit tacky. A bit, yeah, well, I'm being polite, you know. Okay. But I have a little bit left, so I'm going to start packing it on the other ones. I want to move away from this one. This one can take some extra. That one can. I think they're all going to get a little more. So I've got a good amount left. Remember, you don't have to melt the butter all the way, because the butter that's melted is hot enough, it will melt the rest of it. Actually, it's chemistry we do in here. Basic, simple chemistry. If this happens, this will happen, you know? Like one guy said he's going to grill the lamb sausage. And the first thing the butcher said, remember, there is a lot of fat in lamb. You could end up with a fire. He said, okay, I know. I always panic when people say, I know. Because you saw I had a whole cup of fat come out of the lamb sausage, but God, was it good. The fat cooked out and you had all that lovely flavor. Now I think we're going to put butter on these. I remember. Yeah, we're going to brush the tops. You're not going to flatten them. You pretty much leave them like this, and this is how they cook. Okay? That's why they're called drop biscuits, because they look like you just drop through there. I really don't. I just pretty much pat butter on them, because they're hard to brush, but the crevice and all the butter will seep into. And I've never seen a drop biscuit spread real far, so they might spread a little, but not too much. And I've made a lot of drop biscuits too. See, I had a piece of butter in here, and it melted just from the heat of the butter. Okay. How long is it going to cook? We'll read right now. 12 minutes! I knew those other ones saying 25 minutes wasn't right. So I have to redo those. Anyway, 12 minutes for these. Oh. Okay, 12 minutes and I'll see you then. Okay, the biscuits are done. No, they're not done. I have to brown a bit. Okay, let's check it again. It took a little longer than they thought. Let me move them to where I can see if we can work with them better. Because I'm cleaning the stove right now. You can see them as I lay them out. Okay, I'm going to take a small one. Here's what they look like on the bottom. Remember how I said you always have to check the bottom, and then you don't crush them, you just open them, see how the interior is? There's the interior. Now comes the hard one, this taste. They're crunchy on the outside, but they are moist on the inside, and they have a lot of flavor because of the herbs. So you have that crunch and butter taste, and then you have the inside, the flavorful soft, so you got like a double combination going. These are some of the best drop biscuits I have made. The ones of yesteryear were more dry, but brushing these with the butter and using the butter and shortening gave it better flavor. It was really a smart idea. So, take care and enjoy your day.